when we watched this episode from beginning to end, my episode was like, wow. This is Sellavin. I was giving my latest review of Sword Art Online 2, Episode 3, Memories of Blood. Alright, this whole episode, like the last one, was about Shino's past, and also, we also know that she's a bit obsessive, but we also get to see someone else. She's basically a study girl, like, and really a huge nerd in real life, but in the game, she's a bit of a badass. But she's not a badass because she's a badass for certain reasons. Yeah, apparently, later in the episode, she gets harassed by these three bullies, trying to ask her for money. Say that she won't give them to them. Then she makes a finger sign of a gun, and she starts to freak out a bit. Apparently, when she was a little girl, there was a frightful experience. She experienced a bank robbery when she was young. She was one of the people held hostage. The bank robber shot somebody, and she was there. The bank robber is dead, so there's no worry of him coming back. But let's just say the trigger was drawn on the bad guy's gun. He was shot to death with his own gun. And let's just say Shino was involved in Shino's involvement in that situation was very big. So, yeah, this was a very traumatic and tragic episode because this girl was basically helpless. I mean, she was a little girl who saw a violent crime. Her mother was pushed to the ground. Her mother was in astonishment with the blood everywhere around Shino and everything. This girl really said, "Save me." She's really asking for someone to help her in this situation, and because of her past. I mean, and even when those bullies did that gun sign on her, she fell to her knees, like literally fell to her knees in a panic, because of her phobia of gun. Hell, there's like a fake gun in her house. She touched it. She started to freak out. This is a very, very bad situation for this girl. And she is later saved by a friend, and who faked calling the police. So she could be safe. But those bullies, I don't know if they're gonna be back again. But knowing Sword Art, they're just gonna be, like, keeping her on. And she had a tragic life already. She already had a bit of a rough life already. Her father was killed in a car accident when she was 2. She doesn't remember his face. Her mom moved away from Japan, and so they had to experience, so they wouldn't have any problems, and it got bad, very bad. So it was horrible. She had a very rough life. The fact that she even played gun game online is because to get over her phobia of guns. She thought that she could hold a gun in the game. She could hold it in real life. That's not how That's not how life works. Just because you play a game doesn't mean you have to act like you do in the game in real life. That's just ridiculous. Yes, you don't get stronger because of a few experience points. That's just nonsense. It's a gun in real life and a gun in a game is different. That's just wrong. But that's the way she feels. She feels like she can get over her phobia because of that. Because of that game, it's all about guns. She got introduced to that because of a friend, and she tries her hardest to play the game with her friend and without her friends, trying her best. But the truth is, that's very hard for her, especially with her phobia of guns and everything. Because she feels like if she holds a gun in the game, it makes her stronger. In real life, she's weaker. That's a very tough situation for a character like this. Meanwhile, you got Kirito. Yeah, you got Kirito. He's trying to assess the situation with Asia about leaving Sword Art so she can go out, let's say, Gun Gale. There's some, and it works. Like, she made a promise that he would come back. And after all, it is their home. I mean, even though Sword Art has put them through a lot, it's still their home. I mean, he doesn't want to face the nightmare of what happened with Kayaba and Zuko, so it makes sense. He goes to the hospital. He meets his nurse. Some nurse, I think this same nurse that treated him when he was on Sword Art. We didn't get to see her much. This nurse kind of a bit of a naughty by nature kind. I tried her best to, but she wants to help him because she knows it's for the good of the That's for the government. Also, she got a letter by the administrator. You know that guy who was trying to help him? Trying to help Kirito, you know, with the glasses. You know, the guy with the system administrator and the government. He tells her in the letter he wrote, he said he'll take care of all the expenses and everything, so give us the information and we can handle the rest. Also, you tell him not to go do naughty stuff with the nurse. It's kind of hilarious. The reason why I'm talking like this, why I'm coughing, is because I am sick. It's hard for me to talk and my throat hurts. But I'm doing this video for you guys. Well, like I said in my last video, I don't want to disappoint my fans or my viewers. So, yeah. I don't want to disappoint. And he goes in and also at the same time, these players are calling out Death Gun, because it's been like a month since the death of the player. They don't believe that it's real or not. They're saying, just come shoot me. They're like making themselves a walking target. Hey, that makes him very OD. Then you get the look like the face of Death Gun himself in real life. He has a picture of 3 players, and one of them is Shino. And she doesn't have an X on her face. That means he's either a target or obsessed with her. And judging from what I can tell from Death Gun's real face, it's a character we've seen before. Who? I'm not going to spoil it for you. You're going to have to watch the episode for yourself. Give me your opinion. What is your honest opinion? And after all, this whole episode was just about Shino. In fact, she lives in her own home, her own apartment, with a home security system. She has to put a pin into it. I'm in Tokyo, far from her home, from her mother, from her grandparents, from her uncle, from any other family. And Shino's kind of a sympathetic character. She's trying to get stronger by playing a game, but just because you play a game doesn't mean you have to act like that in real life. That's very sad. Makes his character look sympathetic, if anything, and tragic. Give me your honest opinion. What do you think about Shiro? I want your honest opinion. And give it all you got. Especially, some people think Kirito wasn't necessary. But Kirito, he didn't even do a lot of stuff in the episode. He only came on like the second to last part. And then we get to see Death Gun's real face. And the next episode is about him being in Gun Gale Online. So it's going to be very mixed. So I want your honest opinion. Hope you enjoyed that fun. This is Sellavin. I gave my latest review of Sword Art Online 2, Episode 3, Memories of Blood. Hope you enjoy. Comment, subscribe, signing off.